everybody remembers the launch of the original iPhone in January 2007.
They all have these keyboards.
I said we remember it! And most of us also remember this, the HTC Dream, or T-Mobile G1, Google's first Android device that attempted to copy all of the good introduced by the iPhone a year and a half prior. At least, that's how the Apple fanboys remember it, but history is not so simple, and Google had a number of prototypes running years prior to the iPhone announcement. Not just what would become this, the Dream, but also this, Project Sooner, an incredibly rare Android prototype that I can't wait to show you. But first, a little bit of history. There's this guy, Andy Rubin, who begins his career at Apple and quickly has a stint at General Magic, with Tony Fadell leading software development for the Motorola Envoy, a Newton-esque tablet computer. It's not inherently successful, but can we just get like a load of this delightfully 90s PDA operating system? It is so skeuomorphically delicious. Technically, it's an impressive project. And after a few years, just prior to the turn of the century, Rubin leaves General Magic to start Danger Incorporated, that within 36 months of establishment releases the HipTop, a device that you likely instead know as the T-Mobile Sidekick. Just as this newfangled feature phone is picking up steam before its short but wildly successful mid-2000s run, Rubin's like, see ya, and he leaves to start another project in the fall of 2003, Android. I detail all of this to suggest that Rubin's, well, he's kind of recognized in Silicon Valley as the real deal, and this Android is pitched as an advanced operating system for digital cameras. Yeah, the problem that Rubin finds himself in is that despite his track record, even he can't convince investors that an operating system solely for digital cameras is a big enough market. So they decide to take the bones of this Linux-based mobile OS they've built out and cast their net far and wide, establishing a new goal to compete against Symbian and Windows Mobile, the smartphone market leaders of 2004. Now, remember, the smartphone landscape is, well, it's young. Over 95% of total mobile device shipments are for regular feature phones, like the Nokia 1110 on the low end, or the Motorola Razr if you ballin'. There's not mass market demand for these cellular-enabled PDAs with their styluses and slow app marketplaces and mediocre battery life. It's this chasm of cheap, limited phones and expensive nerd phones that really opens the market up for a new incumbent, BlackBerry, and soon to follow Palm, who absolutely take the market by storm around the mid-2000s. They offer a lean, quickly navigable operating system while offering excellent hardware keyboards and powerful messaging services like BBM. That is where the market is headed, this middle category, not towards touchscreen first nerdy smartphones. Now, in the background of all of this, Rubin and the Android team, they're hard at work developing an operating system that is form factor agnostic. This is kind of a new idea, giving something that is capable of running on basically any device. Symbian did this a little bit, but not as well as Android aimed to. It could be a dumb phone, a feature phone, or a smartphone, and they could all run Android. And what they have by mid-2005 are, well, two prototypes, seemingly good enough that Google quickly snatches up the Android project for $50 million. And, well, this is one of those prototypes, kindly lent to me by Brandon of This Is Tech Today. Another prototype I've recently gotten my hands on, well, Brain Sleep, today's sponsor. It's pretty rare that a company makes a product so neat that they don't need to send you talking points, where the product just speaks for itself. This is a pillow, yeah. But like many things made in Japan, it's clearly not your ordinary pillow. Made of polyethylene yarn, it eliminates the need to flip to the cold side because, look at it, it's 90% air. Your head stays cool, sweat is effectively non-existent, and your brain sustains lower temperatures, which studies have found leads to better REM sleep. I was initially apprehensive about trying this pillow, but I was pleasantly surprised. It conforms to your head shape like memory foam, but it feels incredibly soft and plush, akin to feather down. You see, the pillow's softness is concentrated in the middle, gradually becoming firmer and more dense towards the edges. This ensures that your head remains securely in place and that your neck is properly supported. And then maintenance, it's minimal, but if you ever need to wash it or fluff it up, you literally just spray it down in the shower with hot water and it returns to form. I abandoned $350 worth of down pillows for this thing because my sleep has quantitatively improved. They can't pay me to say that. I'm literally sleeping better. It is simply true. Order one at the launch special discount using the Indiegogo link below to improve your sleep quality today. And here it is. This may look like a nondescript, bland 2000s device, but it is in fact incredibly rare. There are only a couple hundred of these floating around in this white color. These were provided to carriers and developers. There is a black version too that's basically unheard of. You cannot find it. And the only way to know this is made by HTC is this nondescript little sticker down in the corner. This is certainly because this was a prototype, but also likely because, well, branded phones were just not really a thing back then. They were branded and carried by the carrier. The OEMs would work with the carriers to have an exclusive device to their network. The Razr famously launched on Verizon. I had the Verizon V3C, which was the Razr. And yeah, that was just how things went. I mean, if you look at the iPhone was really pretty much the first phone out there that said no carrier branding, no carrier control of the operating system or the updates. We're in charge of everything. And Verizon Wireless, who was Apple's chosen launch partner, was like, screw you, we're not doing that. And so the iPhone launched on Singular, or AT&T as it became by the time from announcement to launch. But if you even look at the first Android phone a year later, the HTC Dream, there's only one tiny little HTC logo, one with Google logo, and then a big old T-Mobile logo on the front. And T-Mobile was the smallest carrier at the time with Sprint, and so they could, they didn't have that much leverage. Verizon was insane. I remember the Galaxy Note 2 had a massive Verizon logo on the back, and then they even put a Verizon logo on the home button on the front of the device. It's just bananas. But yeah, that is this device. It looks like every other mid-2000s trio BlackBerry-esque phone. And you would power it on by pushing this side button. Does it have any battery? It does. And let's see it boot. Wow, displays sure have gotten better. On boot, we are presented with a warning that no SIM card is found. No doy. I don't think there's any edge networks left in America anyway, so we couldn't put one in even if we wanted to. All right, this is pretty simple. There is a little kind of app bar down here at the bottom. There is, oh, interesting, a little app bar at the top so that we can see our clock, battery, signal. Oh, I kind of like that actually. That's a nice layout. And then we can navigate to the different applications down here. So if we go to all applications, does that open an app drawer? Yeah, it does. Okay. So that's fairly similar to early-ish Android. There are a lot of things on here. A calendar, anagrams, browser, development, Internet Explorer. No, intent controller, I can read. Quake, snake on a phone. All right. Let's start with what's down here in the main bar. Contacts. Okay, no matches for contacts. I'm guessing this is the menu button? Yes, it is. So I can go to new contact and type Dave. His phone number is 901-654-3325. This is actually a really nice keyboard. It's very domed and clicky. I felt like into the late 2000s, everyone tried to get like flat, and flat keys are just awful to type on. These were much more domed and attractive. Done. Okay. And then if we push call, hey, look at that. It's attempting to call, mute, and it failed, obviously. All right, that's pretty seamless. SMS. Let's write a message to Dave. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, mobile number or person? Dave. Oh yeah, there he is. Click it. Hey, that's pretty well laid out. I like that. Hello, friend. Can you double tap? No, you can't. That's iPhone brain. Double tapping the space bar to create a period. I am typing. No autocorrect. Typing on a phone from, and then I'm guessing Alt 2005. Hey, I did it again. Double tap. You can navigate around. Can you hold down? Yes. Okay, you know what? That's not shabby. That's pretty good. How do I send it? Push enter? Yep, there you go. And it's red, probably because I don't have a SIM card in. I can push the home button. What is a star? Oh, okay. So that's like a quick access button. It's set to the music control panel. And go to music. Oh, hold on. So you push the star and then you have to confirm with the center button. That's a little odd, but okay. Browse. Is there any music? No. But it did have an SD card slot, so you could just load up your music on here and play away. Okay, that's cool. What's next? Browser. Well, this is simply not going to do anything at all. What the? That must be a cached Google homepage, because it sure don't got internet access. I'll tell you that much right now. What if we click images? Hello. DNS failure. Yeah. So it just had a cached Google homepage ready to go. For a second, I was like, wait. And this device didn't have Wi-Fi, so you were reliant on cellular. Calendar. Okay, a nice-ish looking calendar. This is about as good as Google Calendar remains today. Yep, that's a diss. It's a terrible, 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 awful thing. All right, let's go to the home screen and go back to settings. Battery info, I'll tell you, it's very dead. Date and time, device info. So our uptime, asleep time, build date, product name, Sooner. It even says that in the OS. That's so cool. It was literally called Sooner because it was supposed to be the sooner of the two devices between this and the G1 to actually ship. Cute name. So that's not just like, you know, internet lore. Build product says Sooner right there. Cool. Oh yeah, hold on, hold on. That's nice. This one actually sounds familiar. Did that one make it into the Dream? It may have. Because from a software perspective, the Sooner and the Dream, they were basically the same. Like, the builds obviously weren't the same between this device and the one that shipped multiple years later, but they're running the same OS, the same platform. It's just formatted for this display and user interaction method. Huh. Okay, let's go into the menu again. Oh, wallpaper settings. Hold on. Can we choose a different one? Wallpaper. Oh, yeah. Let's set, the dock, mountains. I do like the Aurora one. Let's set this one. Oh, you have to go to the all applications thing in the dock. Because this is basically effectively the menu key, which did ship with the G1. Games! Anagrams. Oh, wow, this is about as bog standard as it gets. Wow, this is kind of hard. Okay. His. Snake on a phone. Snake. Press up to play. Yep. This is Snake. And it feels exactly like Snake does. Well, at least we can do the calculator. Oh, look at this. Look at this skeuomorphism. Holy crap, I love this. This is more skeuomorphic than the iPhone was. 60, how do you do plus? Alt plus? Nope, that would be T. Okay, yeah, Alt is already, that makes sense. 60 plus 54, enter. It makes a ticker tape sound, holy crap. And it has history, it looks like, plus 22. This didn't come to the iPhone for freaking forever. Wait, until iOS 18? I freaking love this. Development. What are the development things? Exception browser. What does that mean? Oh, I'm touching things that I probably shouldn't touch on a prototype that's not mine. Fake phone activity. Okay, incoming phone number. This is fun. 911. Okay, fake incoming call. Oh, pointer exception. Why? Did I enter an illegal number? Maybe they didn't let me do that. Let's do 555-555-5555. An error occurred. Application error. Everything's broken. HTC test. Get battery status. Oh, record. Record.wave. Hello. Hi. It's me. Is this working? Now I can go down to play.
It's me. Is this working?
Whoa, what's going on? Stop that. Keyboard test. Oh, you can test every single button on here. F, G, H. I'm not pushing that button. That says self-destruct. And, no. I'm not trying that. I want to, but I'm not going to do it. All right. Going down the list. Oh, you got IM, instant messaging, AOL, MSN Messenger. That was the fad. You needed IM on a feature plus phone. Only dumb phones didn't have instant messaging. Global time. It's the Earth. Can I pick a time zone? Oh. If I hit the menu button? No, that doesn't work. I can just rotate this 3D version of the Earth. Oh, it gets faster the more I hold it down. How fast will it go? What is the speed of the GPU on the Sooner? Ah! Notepad. Oh, someone wrote hello. That was probably Brandon. That, unfortunately, doesn't have a cute little skeuomorphic app design. Oh well. Quake, recent code, sample code, app, alarm activity. Oh, notification. Incoming message. Okay. Oh, that's kind of cute. So as a notification would come in, it would just take over the whole screen. That's kind of cool. Notify with text. All right. So those are the different incoming notification types. Hey, it's Bart Simpson. El Bante. I don't know what he says. Can you move him around? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, that's sick. So we can move this around left, center, right. We can make it big or small. That is graphics. Wow. How do I get out of here? Oh, no. Oh, no. OpenGL. Yeah, this is the one I want to see. 3D color cube, baby. Oh, that looks a lot less cool than I thought it was going to. And it just finished or crashed. I don't know. Oh, you can tweet. Log in with your username and password. I have a feeling it's not going to work. I blame Elon Musk. To-do list. Oh. Oh, I don't like this. That's boring. All right, there's only one more thing I haven't tried out. Terminal. What if I type reboot? What about sudo rm-rf? Just kidding. Oh, so there was notifications. Look at this. Now that I'm on the home screen, there's a little triangle with the penguin, which is presumably the contact photo of that person, and I tap it, and it shows me the message. That's cool. All right, that's cool. I'm not joking. The iPhone wouldn't get something like that for years following its release. Wow. That's the Sooner. But this is clearly not what shipped. So let's talk about the state of what would become the T-Mobile G1 around the same era. All right, I gotta admit, I was pretty impressed by this Sooner device. It doesn't look or feel like early Android at all, but it was pretty good. And remember, the whole idea behind Android is that you could take the same operating system, the same UI and UX, and make it work on basically any device. And so there is a Sooner branch version of Android in emulation available for touchscreens. You can put it in portrait, you can put it in landscape, because that was the whole point. But the Sooner didn't really obviously become the Android that we know and love today. No, that was a separate branch that began in some unstated time. You see, there's this commonly held belief that Google totally changed directions with Android once the iPhone launched, and that's just not quite true. The earliest public emulator of this full-size smartphone Android experience is, mine's dated February 2008, but it launched to public beta access November 2007. So it was clearly in the works internally for many, many, many months, potentially years beforehand. Whether or not it was caused by the iPhone or happened in spite of the iPhone, I suppose we'll never know. But this feels like Android. If I click the dialer, it opens a dialer that looks like an Android dialer. I can go to recent calls. I can hit the menu button. This is exactly the type of UX that you see in the T-Mobile G1. Now, the home screen The home screen doesn't look anything like the G1, but everything else does. You've got a notifications shade, even the icon coloring and the general design language. This is what you would come to see in Android. The menu, this is the G1 through and through. And there's not a lot of stuff to do here because, again, this was intended for development. It wasn't really a test platform. I can open the browser. That shows a cached version of Google, although it says I have cell reception because it's probably bridging my local internet connection. What if I type Snazzy Labs? Hey, it works! Of course, nothing will open because this is a 17-year-old out-of-date insecure browser, but that's neither here nor there. There you have it. Super cool. That is Android that would become the G1 more than a year before the G1 became the G1. So, how much did the iPhone really influence Android? And how much did Google change direction after that infamous 2007 Macworld event? We may never get the full story, but what we do know is that the gamut of comments is pretty broad. On one hand, you have Peter Chow, the CEO of HTC, who had been working with Rubin since the Danger days, say that the Sooner was already killed internally prior to the iPhone's announcement, and that the iPhone had essentially zero influence on the development of the T-Mobile G1, that HTC had over 50 engineers stationed at Google in Mountain View working on hardware before the iPhone ever saw the light of day. And then on the other hand, you have Android engineers going on record stating that what they had felt so 90s after the iPhone was announced, and that there was a total reevaluation of strategy and a near total teardown of Android's user-facing UI. It's my opinion that the truth lies somewhere in the middle. I think Peter Chow was right from a hardware perspective. The G1 did look radically different from the iPhone with its horizontal QWERTY keyboard, navigation ball, and removable battery. However, it didn't really look that much different than other common smartphones of the era. It was the iPhone that looked different, not the G1. I mean, it took the iPhone multiple years to exceed Symbian and BlackBerry's market share to prove to the global market that what it had decided upon and what it had created was the right choice, that people wanted smartphones. On the other hand, I look at that 2007 Android emulator and it's very clear to me that the iPhone completely changed the entire user interaction method of Android. Sure, Android brought with it a bunch of awesome features that would take years to come to the iPhone. A notification center, widgets, an app drawer, movable icons that we're just now getting in 2024. The list goes on. Frankly, the iPhone probably owes more to Android than vice versa. But the iPhone had the principles right. An all-screen UI, software keyboard, text selection and gestures, full web page rendering, multi-touch, pinch to zoom, and an SDK that went on to create a literal multi-trillion-dollar industry. All things absent from prototype Android devices. And even as Android rapidly overtook Apple in market share, it was several years before hardware makers gave up on hardware keyboards and navigation buttons in favor of Apple's all-screen design. It took Google equally as long to move towards more of an iOS-like experience that now feels so second nature, Android fans kind of forget from whence it came. Both iOS and Android owe incredible debts of gratitude to one another, and they certainly both owe it to fallen soldiers like WebOS and Windows Phone. While yes, an Android phone and iPhone of 2024 are really not all that different, it's remarkable that they've become so integral to the lives of nearly everybody on the planet, considering that fewer than 20 years ago, 95% of the market thought that smartphones were a passing fad and that flip phones were forever. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay snazzy.